going on, everyone? Just thought I would do a bong rip and express my mind a little bit this afternoon. Golly. So, I got a couple points to make. In Oregon, especially in the cities, it's getting a little dicey. There's a lot of dangerous individuals around, and I'm not, and this is Twitter, so I know everyone, not the cops, but I know that the Twitter crowd will hear me and think that there's something racial about what I'm saying. There's nothing racial about it. Most folks here in Oregon, they're white. They look like me. Most of the people that scare me, they're white like me. So this is not a conversation about race. I get people threatening me in the driveway. It's happened more than once that we've had people break into things on the property and they get threatening, and I have to worry about when they're going to come back around. If I call the police, this person will walk away. If I lay hands on them, I could get in trouble. That's just the way it goes around here. I can't shoot the person because they haven't done any danger to me. So it's I'm not saying that it's open season on people that look dangerous to you. Okay, that's not the case. I thought I had a unibrow. It's just the way the shadow's working. It's the problem with living in Oregon is, and I agree, on one hand, like, I don't want people to be trigger happy. I don't get along with the the extra gun gun crowd that is like, if you step on my property, I have any right to shoot you. And it's like, someone could be doing a food delivery, pull up into your driveway and may have the wrong house. You light that person up. You get paranoid like that. You might shoot one of your family members or something walking in late at night. You can't be gun crazy. I get it. I'm nobody's stereotype. But what do you do if someone comes around and on your property and you tell them to leave and they say, I'm coming back? What do you do about that person? We had someone breaking in to our shit out in the driveway, and it was a problem because I called the cops, and nothing against the cops, but it's hard for the cops to show up on it's just on time. It's not their fault. They can't just teleport to wherever you are whenever you are. But that's how it goes. The guy will just walk away, and I'm not gonna put hands on a stranger, especially if it's the type of person that could be carrying a knife or something like that. I'm not gonna go there. It's just not worth it. Not over stuff. But the person walks away, and the cops are late, and they never catch them. And even if I tell them where they went, they never seem to catch them. So, and I'm not an anti-cop kind of person. I don't have an opinion about the cops. but I know that they're the group that we need to depend upon to protect us. But like I don't know, man. Like I don't think people should be shot over things, but how many things have to get taken or damaged before? And people know that they can just do this shit without getting consequences. They know that if you attack them, you're probably gonna lose, unless you gotta wait for them to have a lethal on you too close before you can pull your firearm. And what if your firearm jams? What if you've made a fuck up and you didn't have a round in the chamber? It's not so easy to pull a gun and fire, even with practice. It's just so. There's nothing political about what I'm saying. I know that everything's so political these days, and everybody's looking for some kind of oh, you're in this group, so you feel this way. And I get it. There's just not a lot of people that think on their own anymore. I'm no genius, but I'm nobody's stereotype, like I said. I just don't know how to feel completely safe anymore. If I know that I have to defend my life, and I know that I have to wait for the lethal weapon to be up my ass before I can defend myself, like, that's just too long to wait. And with the way things are turning up these days, like, I really, I don't want to. Things can only turn up so long before you have to, before someone puts you in a position. And I don't like the idea of them coming back around. I feel like if somebody in my world, in my fantasy world, and I don't keep in mind, I know what'll happen when I do what. I know there's consequences, so can't just shoot people for threatening me. But if someone says I'm gonna come back around, I think a person should be able to end that person's life, because then they've given them the death wish, or they've scratched their name on that tombstone right in their driveway, and like that. I don't think it's unfair to put that person down in a situation like that. I don't think it's unfair. I'm not going to do something like that, because I will go to prison forever. But I think it's fucked up that it's that way. Like, if you say if you say I'm coming back to your house, or I'm coming back to you, or I'm going to be looking for you, that sounds to me like you're threatening another human's life. You can, and guys say that shit all the time, and the other guy doesn't. It's not his business to know if the person's serious or not. In the adult world, you keep up with what you say. And another adult who expects other people to not be lying, if you say something that sounds like I'm going to kill you, the other person should be able to defend their life, because you just made a promise, right? Like, I'm really talking too long on this topic, because I don't want people to think that I want to hurt anybody, because I don't. I just want people to be chill. Like, I think, with Arabs, right? And I'm not gonna say there's not a lot of violence in the Arab world. I can't deny that. But with us Arabs, when we get together, it's a good chance that we're gonna yell at one another. And Arabs are just known for yelling at people. But I feel like with all the yelling, I feel like there's more communication that gets done. And if all we did was yell at one another, and we get over it, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why it always has to fucking come to violence. Like, I've seen people, they'll be talking shit, and back and forth, and once one person starts to lose at the shit talking game, they want to talk about violence. They're like, oh, or they just get violent. You know, they just throw the punch, and it was all about talking shit. So I'm not a violent kind of person, and I don't want to, like, if you kill somebody, like, it's gonna affect you, and I don't want to live with that. It's just, you just see so much I see so much wild shit all day. I'm just like, I don't want it. Jesus Christ, man. Like, a lot of it's vehicular for me because I drive a lot. I don't want to run anybody over. And people are doing wild shit in the streets. You know, like, you see all the videos of people attacking other people's car and shit. You know, just, everything's turning up so bad. People need to chill the fuck out. But there's just, I blame a lot of this on, just people are on the wrong kind of drugs. And I'm not judging anyone for what they do. I'm not that kind of, I don't care. Until you get wild. You know, so whatever motivated you to get wild and attack somebody or someone's property, that's on you. When if you put somebody into the position to shoot back or to defend themselves, and, you know, legitimately, like, that's on you. And if you're on drugs in the meantime, if you live through, you know, whatever attack you provoked, you're gonna have to answer to the police for what's in your system. I mean, that's all it is. And if you're cracked up all the time and doing wild shit on the regular, I don't think you count as a mentally disabled person. I'm not saying that everyone that uses hard drugs is a, you know, they're gonna. I don't want to look into people's character. I'm just looking at actions. When I saw that naked guy out on the sidewalk a few weeks ago throwing rocks at cars, he was probably on something that he couldn't handle. I'm not judging people's character. The actions are causing problems around the city with all the drugs. Just smoke some weed if you want to get high. Like, I just don't know a lot of potheads that attack much of anything except for a box of Twinkies. Like, I know everyone's heard it. I know I'm being obvious with the weed talk, but people are on drugs that make them wild. Like, what can I say? People ain't breaking into cars at 4 a.m. because they need to buy an ounce. They're not, you know, you can hear, I've heard some stoners say some crazy stuff, but not like some of the people that are on some of the harder drugs breaking into things in the driveway. It's none of my business, but if you're breaking into my property, then guess it's my business now. Or worse. So, man, society's just gotta get real. Like, I don't know, everyone's got some kind of political, some kind of group they're following. Just use your brain, people. Like, I'm just gonna keep talking because this has been going, and I don't do this very often. I think that if somebody is attacking somebody else with a knife and the cop shoots that person dead to save the other person's life, why is society saying the cop is wrong? Nothing political here. Don't get it. The cop did what he had to do. And if it was anybody other than a cop, what would society say? Since we're so anti-cop. Like, I don't want to have to deal with the cops because it's going to mean I'm in a situation I don't want to be in. Like, the cops are, you know, they're doing their job, and if you got a lot of motherfuckers in your city, like, you're not going to have a group of Care Bears to deal with these people. Like, I think we should bring the National Guard into certain parts of certain cities because they've turned into war zones. You can't ask the cops to respond to a war zone. Like, they're just not equipped for it. They're not trained for it. like shit has gone down the drain for the city, some cities in America, certain parts of the cities, if you want to get technical. Like, what kind of options? Like, we don't want to militarize. The gangbangers in Compton militarized. You know, they've had assault rifles for quite a while. Like, I'm not a fan of the military. You know, I'm not a fan of the generals, what they say must be done. You know, I don't have a problem with the working men of the military, or 99% of the military. It's just they have to do what they're told, and that's that. I'm not a fan of us being in the Middle East and things like this. Just because it's such a mess over there, getting involved, you're going to lose. But, like, you know, if there's a cop and a motherfucker, you gotta choose who's right and who's wrong in a situation. Sometimes a cop is wrong. You know, corruption happens, bad police work happens, and I don't give a shit about, you know, I'm not pro cop, anti cop. I don't care. I just know that there's no more cops, and there's a certain amount of people that are dangerous and will attack you. And then what are you gonna do? If you shoot them, have fun in court. If you call the cops, there's one cop 30 miles away, one cop left. You know, I'm exaggerating to make a point, but it's a sticky situation. I don't know. I think the National Guard's the answer. Because what are they doing? They need to. They probably want to get some work. You know, they're probably bored. You know, they keep sending them overseas, which, you know, whatever. But I thought also they were supposed to do work at home too. I don't know. This is getting dangerous. I'm not scared. I don't think it's not so dangerous that I'm paranoid, but maybe I should be. I don't know. We just got this. Our cities need to get their politics in order. Stop listening to everything's such a group think thing. If you ask someone's opinion on something, you almost always know what they're going to say if you understand their demographic. Or they'll give you one of 5 answers you heard before. Anyway, I'm really just doing this to make content. I don't even remember the full point of this video, but weed's the only thing that can allow me to talk into a camera like this, because I don't like talking into the camera. I think it's weird. I have to talk to myself, and I think no, can't do it. Not good at it. Anyway, bye.